Timestamps exist in case you just want to skip forward. Otherwise, I mean, future Jordan may have to do some stuff. Also, there are other things. I'll leave those in separate videos, like the Legend Race. But otherwise, yeah, you're not going to see the splash because I was just checking the missions really quick. Hey, to get extra tickets, you enter the exact thing event you're trying to do. But otherwise, let's just do it because why not? But yeah, we will go in and let's see. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I know who I'm going to be entering, and there are a few here and there that hopefully I don't spaghetti this, but I think I'd rather do by rating. It's odd because everything should because they're in ascending order. I was like, why does it look so weird? But anywho, otherwise, yeah, I should have favorited all the ones I want to use, just being absolutely sure though. But let's be absolutely sure. Otherwise, yeah, these are the Musume I'm fielding, and not really much else to look there. It's kind of substandard. Let me repeat that. It's substandard. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything else. Yeah, otherwise it would have been maybe this one, but that's that's a way too low stamina requirement. So just making absolute sure that you are fielding who you want to field. I think I'm doing double pace chaser though, which can cause some issues, but let's hope it doesn't, because hey. And then here's my Simply Rudolph, nothing much to hear as well. More to be expected, but also Pace Chaser corners, which is great. And then obviously two rare stamina recovery, just to try and survive. Even then I might not, I'm pretty sure Ogre Cap and Simply Rudolph do not. And then here's my gold ship. Really low wits, since everyone seems to be gonna, we'll see, but everyone is fielding gold ship, so if your wits is higher, there's a good chance I get blocked. But otherwise, not really much else to look at here, but let's just go in and see. And I'll try to commentate to the best of my ability. You can always just turn the sound off, or if you don't want it, we'll see. But we'll see what actually happens. Hopefully I set everything correctly. I'm gonna be really sad if I accidentally set Simply Rudolph and or Ogre Cap to the thingamajiggy, to Late Surger, but we'll find out. So, otherwise, I'll mention what I did in the previous Gold Ship Episode 10 Batsu, pretty much, in which I'm probably going to lose to, if anyone is holding onto the same strategy. I really wanted my Simply Rudolph to be Late Surger, but basically any non-front runner that I run into is going to get, hey, there's my first nice nature, by the way. So, could go over each of these one by one, but if we were to look at things, we'll look at least the #1 favorite, if possible. Otherwise, yeah, we'll just move on with life, because there's nothing much else. There's nothing much else happening here. So, yeah, to be expected. Everyone trying to hit 1200 speed, getting redshift, so on and so forth. And if there are other things, I can look at a nice nature really quickly, if I can find one. Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy with my life. Oh, that's interesting. Tokai Teo. Skills, yeah, at least 2 stamina recovery. Again, you get the point at this point. Not really much else to look at here. But let's just look at the nice nature. Yep, this is what we expect to see. At least the 2 old rare debuffs, and then everything else in the book. But otherwise, let's just go in. So just to say, this is one of my... I'm also out of breath because I was running around trying to do stuff. So I'm not actually, like, first minute into Champions Meet, as Windows complains in the background. But... this is going to be interesting. I don't think we have any front runners, so we're going to see. I think it all queues in, so it's asynchronous, meaning once you go in, and you don't need to really wait for anyone else. But as we start this off here, and we get gate cap because that's just there, there are a lot of skills that I ended up picking that are not going to be great. I forgot if we had a front runner. I'm hoping this Mayano Top Gun is a front runner. If she is, then we're doing a lot better. But just to go over other things that happen, Agnes Tachyon, good for stamina. Mayano Top Gun, I've seen a few trainers going for Mayano Top Gun. We'll see what actually happens though, but otherwise, yeah, I'm really scared of Silent Suzukas that are built. I am scared of stacking debuffs, because that will pretty much put my Ogre Cap and Simply Rudolph out of commission, I'm pretty sure. And then I have to hope for Gold Chip. But if someone's running Nice Nature in, and Silent Suzuka with proper stats, then I lose. But otherwise, as we're sitting here looking at things, not too bad. Having low wits is going to affect the first 50, 66% of the races that I'm in, because I'm going to be stuck behind people, and unless we pull forward and don't get blocked, there is a very high chance that I lose, just because getting blocked means I lose. But otherwise, we're going to see how well 1200 speed works out for me. Now, an extra 100, 200 speed will make a difference, but if you're just a little off, or you just end up getting blocked, doesn't really matter at that point. So, shrug. Also here, yes, at this point, yes, let's pump some iron would have been great on gold chip, but sometimes I've noticed that my gold chip just pulls forward over 6th place, which is specifically when the skill activates. Again, if I get something wrong, please let me know. Otherwise, yeah, as we're sitting here, yeah, probably would have been good, but then I would have to snipe other things that I was looking for in the middle of my training, which would not have been as great. So as long as Simply Rudolph pulls forward head here, I don't really mind as much, but yeah, we got a red shift, and I think this is where Let's Pump Some Iron would have procced, but it's hard to tell because I don't remember. I mean, I was only paying attention to what I was paying attention to. Other gold chip being blocked, Agnes Tachyon moving out in front, but if our gold chip holds forward, we have the speed to outrun this Agnes Tachyon because this Agnes Tachyon does not have 1200 speed pretty much. It makes a big difference. Having an extra 100 speed is going to put you forward if none of 2 people are being blocked. So yeah, that's to be expected. But yeah, once I run to properly built 1200 speed, basically 1200 speed, stamina requirements met, you will see that I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. So, just checking this really quickly because, hey, look at this, yeah! But yeah, otherwise you can look at this. This is more for flavored text and whatnot, but I might as well put it over. But yeah, obviously timestamps exist in case you want to see. Yeah, as you can see, running Nice Nature, I'll get into in the next race as well, but running Nice Nature, hey, as it turns out, when a lot of people talk about a strat, people are going to prepare countermeasures, so shrug. But as I mentioned before, I think my prediction was win 3 races in round 1, and then win 2 races in round 2, and then get oofed. So if I hit Group A, though, obviously I go to Group B finals, but still, it doesn't change the fact that yeah, you want to be placing first almost all the time, but I know that's not going to happen for me because I know for a fact that there are more than a few trainers that have done better than me. So I think there's another Nice Nature there. But again, we'll take a look at least favorite number 1, which I'm favorite number 1, so we'll go for the next one, favorite number 3, which is this gold ship over here. And we'll see what happens. I take very good, basically I'm role-playing gold ship, so this Champions meet just happens to be perfect for me. But yeah, this is a more properly built gold ship. I mean, yeah, the guts and wits are a little low, so if you run, actually, I think, yeah, 700 stamina, it's a bit iffy. You have to have at least two rare gold skills to hope, but if there's a properly built Nice Nature somewhere, which I think this person is using the Nice Nature, so it doesn't really, actually, no, both are. So let's actually take a look at the other one really quickly, just to see. So yeah, you want to hit enclosers, but it's a little, yeah, lacking some, because this person kind of went hybrid. You usually don't want to do that from what I know, and then the wits is low too, but doesn't really matter if RNG's on your side. If it's not on your side though, then yeah, having low wits is gonna hurt because the proc chances of skills is gonna be a lot lower. But as we get into this race here, yeah, as far as I can see, at least in round 1, a lot of people are fielding 2 aces, 1 Nice Nature. And yeah, you want your Nice Nature to be runnable as well. You want your Nice Nature to be fieldable, but as we get to the timestamp here, in my opinion, yeah, if you're gonna field a Nice Nature, you go all in on debuffs. There's not really, you want to really go into that 1 debuff to 2 ace strategy. Also, we don't have a front runner here, so this is going to be really, really strange. The reason why it's strange is because since when you're normally running pace chasers, I'm personally betting on the fact that someone is running only 1 front runner. If there are 2 front runners from 2 different players, then that causes some problems because the 2 front runners can cause some distance gaps, and then I have to rely on my wits. That's kind of the direct relation to wits there, because as the 2 front runners that have, like, say 300, 600 wits minimum or above keep fighting each other for first place, any other Musume that doesn't have as much wits will not be able to keep pace and stay in line, which means essentially for my gold chip, which she can be really, really far behind and she won't be able to catch up, even though end closers are supposed to catch up to front runners. And then in the case of Silent Suzuka, if she has another front runner competing with her, then she's just gonna, and if she stays in first, she just blasts forward and you lose. You lose to Silent Suzuka. So yeah, as soon as I see a Silent Suzuka Nice Nature or just Silent Suzuka 2 front runner strat, I'm gonna be very, very scared. I think some people are going Mayano Top Gun Silent Suzuka as 2 front runners, or is it Mayano Top Gun? Either way, you get what I mean. 2 front runners here is going to be really, really strange. Also, my Ogre Cap is not going to get to proc her unique skill, but if she's in front like this, it doesn't really matter. Especially if I have 1200 speed and no one else has like 1150 speed, and then we have all these acceleration perks happening at the same time, which apparently no one else has. I think you see skills used by everyone else, but yeah, All Seeing Eye is not going to do anything because I have my stamina. I'm over cap. I'm over stamina, so I'm directly countering these people. As you can see, Ogre Cap just Suyoi Sugiru. So yeah, not really much else. There's a Meijiro Ryan here, but it's a little late. Breath of Fresh Air, unfortunately, not having much effect at this point in global server. If you don't know why, the short version, if I'm getting it right, is that you don't get any acceleration boost, or your Uma Musume has already decided on her top speed by the time she's healed stamina after starting the last leg and in the middle of the final spurt. So yeah, as we move off there, my Ogre Cap was the pace chaser, or was the pace setter there. So I mean, not really much else to say. But yeah, it's just an example of yeah, having 1200 speed and then properly building. I'm not saying that these Uma Musume were not properly built, but you can't just set your nice nature and expect her to go. And in fact, in my opinion, again, you can work hybrid and whatnot, but yeah, this happens. And I'm running I'm running 3 aces. I didn't have a nice nature to build, and even if I did, I decided that since I have my Ogre Cap at basically max potential and whatnot, and same for my gold chip, and then same for my Assembly Rudolph, yeah, I just decided to field all 3. The other reason why I decided to field 3 aces or 3 Uma Musume and no debuffers is because I did not believe in my RNG, so in a funny way I did bet against myself. Also, if you see a Narita Taishin, if you see a... Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy. Anywho, moving on. There's a gold chip by someone else, so we'll look at that. Number 1 favorite, number 2 is this Narita Taishin, so... Also, the moods here are random, so that's the funny thing. After this, I heard that after this Champions Meet that we will always have great mood. But yeah, missing speed, stamina is great. Obviously, you want 1000 plus stamina here especially if you're expecting a nice nature. But yeah, the difference between having a rare and a normal recovery skill is really, really, really important. Assuming that one even procs, but that's a different. No, that's a different thing to talk about altogether. If this Narita Taishin here does not have enough stamina, then yeah, she could get hit by a nice nature. We'll check just to be sure, though. Yeah, we'll check just to be sure. So everyone's learning now that, yeah, you want to make sure that you do things. So this is a more properly built nice nature, 600 plus wit, yeah, 900 plus wit, really, obviously, but obviously not built to win, which means as I just mentioned, anyone who builds a counter. Yeah, it's a dead pick. So let's just move in. Nothing really much else to see here. So maybe round 1's gonna be better than I thought, but let's keep holding our breath because we never know what's gonna happen, right? So yeah, and I was planning. For some reason I mistook the rules and I thought you can only enter once and the other 3 times are carrots. No, we have tickets as well. So if I want to see, I think it takes the best of your attempts, if I recall correctly. It would be really weird if it didn't. But otherwise, my worries here are the Narita Taishin and the gold chip. But if my Assembly Rudolph or Ogre Cap pull forward, it doesn't really matter. Now, granted, the other downside to no front runners existing, especially since I knew that a lot of people were going to field gold chip and nice nature, means that there's not likely going to be a front runner for Ogre Cap to proc her unique skill, or to use her unique skill because it's guaranteed, or for Assembly Rudolph to use her unique skill, because Assembly Rudolph, for those who don't know, needs to pass needs to pass racers to use her unique skill, and Ogre Cat needs to basically not be in first, but be in the top 3, so second and third at 200 meters specifically to use her unique skill, which is kind of my little counter pick to Silent Suzuka. But there are better ways to stop Silent Suzuka. Again, I was mainly wanting to stop the nice natures, as you saw from the previous 2 races. But in the previous 2 races, the nice natures were missing a bit of skills and wits here and there. So yeah, could possibly be this air groove that pulls out in front. I didn't look at everyone's stats, but essentially anyone who has 1100 to 1200 speed can certainly win the race. But yeah, if you're missing to like 200 to 300 speed, there's a good chance you actually lose no matter what. Like, it just makes that much of a difference. That's my observations. That's not based on any grounded fact, except for the fact that I know how the Uma Musume race, basically, based on online sources and other sources that I believe are credible. So that's specific. And to be very specific, your speed affects primarily your speed at the last part of the race, as our Ogre Cap gets blocked here, I assume? Our gold ship is in second place. Again, the other gold ship having 1100 speed really, really hurts. She can't catch up here. And then our gold ship should catch up to our Assembly Rudolph, as I accidentally whistled. I think that was me. But that's also because Assembly Rudolph doesn't have anyone to use her unique skill on, because she was the pace setter in the entire race. Hey, look, our Ogre Cap used her unique because she was just catching up. But yeah, that's why it was really important. Now again, against properly built... I keep saying that. I don't mean that as like an insult to anyone else, but if you don't have 1200 speed, you're gonna suffer during this. It's very, very important, as I mentioned in my Gold Chip Batsu episode 10, very important to hit 1200 speed, even if you're sacrificing guts and wits to do so. And yeah, as we... Maybe I don't even need to use a ticket. I'll do it for funsies, but yeah, not really much else to look at here. Again, we'll look at these twinkly, basically fun little vanity stuff no matter what, but yeah, it's really, really, really... it's really important to hit 1200 speed. After that, some people might think, hey, power is very important. I used to think that a long time ago, once upon a time, but yeah, speed is still more important because you can accelerate as much as you want, but if you're missing 400 speed, you're only going to accelerate up to your max target speed set by your speed value, basically, which is really, really, really not good. you don't want to have 800 speed, 1200 power. You would rather have 1200 speed, 800 power, and then optimally you want 1200 speed, 1200 power. But that's a completely different observation. And then there are strategy styles, and then obviously I didn't look at the distance aptitude, so that's one of the most important things as well. So you can have 1200 speed, but if you're racing against someone who has 1150 speed but S aptitude, that can be a difference as well. I didn't check to see. So I'm going to do a little quick check aside from favorites. I'm going to check if there are any frontrunners. No, there are not. There are 2 nice natures again, but again, I'm basically running 3 counter Musumes, and I am the top 3 favorite, but that doesn't mean anything because you can always lose, just because you can always lose. But yeah, missing medium S aptitude, and yeah, 1 debuff. I mean, you could. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I would personally pick just another thing. And yeah, 1 end closes. I'm the only gold chip runner here, but we'll see what actually happens in the race, because it is possible I still lose. There's just a very low chance because of the medium S aptitude, and if you're missing speed anywhere, like 50 to 100 speed minimum, that difference is going to make a difference. Have I pounded it like a nail in a hammer in that having 1200 speed is very important? Now, I don't doubt that there are situations when you want 1200 power and like 900 speed, but from what I've seen, that's not normally the case, so depends on who was in first. Seems to be my Simply Rudolph or Ogity Cap going to be one setting the pace. For those who don't know what setting the pace, or the pace setter, not pace chaser, pace setter is, it's essentially when there are no front runners and there are only basically everyone else. Mainly a pace chaser, because there's most likely going to be a pace chaser in such a situation where there are no front runners, so a pace chaser becomes the pace setter, and they're the ones who decide, hey, I want to be this much distance in front of whoever's behind me in second place. And that's basically what we're dealing with here. Now, again, my team's biggest weakness, aside from the missing shooting for victory, like very fine-tuned things, is wits, but I would never sacrifice 300 wits for an extra 200 speed. That's... wits is such an RNG factor that you might as well not do. In fact, I don't think I've gotten rushed a single time yet. But if it happens, that's why I'd rather run 3 aces, because I'm betting against myself on the fact that, 1, maybe I get 2 rushes, so if I ran Nice Nature and 2 aces, my 2 aces get rushed and it's over. It's pretty much over, especially for people running any Nice Natures. But if I ran Nice Nature myself, I'm betting against myself, so the reason I didn't pick Nice Nature as well is because I'm like, well, I'm not going to proc those debuff skills, so shrug. But otherwise, I mean, this is graded league, so... people could just be testing out the waters, just seeing, you might as well, the rewards are better anyway, but, yeah, having Redshift, for this specific Champions Meet, Redshift and Shooting for Victory are very important. As you saw, though, my Simply Rudolph did not proc Shooting for Victory, so that's what I mean by, there are wits RNG factors as well. Doesn't really, to me, having missing 300 to 600 wits doesn't matter as much. It does matter, but unless I'm running into teams that counter me, I'm not really as worried yet. So, and then yeah, just a little quick note. Yeah, your Musume can proc their skills based on everyone else. In the case of Ogity Cap, she uses her skill if she's not in first. So that's why there's some synergy in choosing who's going to be on your team and whether or not they synergize, if that matters at all. Again, and a common example for me is. That's partially the reason why I wanted my Simply Rudolph to be a late chaser or a late surger. Is so that she can pass Ogity Cap and start refilling her requirements to, pause if you want to look at this for whatever reason though, but yeah. I wanted my Simply Rudolph to pass my Ogity Cap to try and use her unique skill, if that makes any sense, basically. If we get 5 wins here, I theoretically don't need to spend tickets, but I'll probably do that off recording. This video is going well enough already on my first try, so, I mean, for the sake of doing this, we'll see what happens. But, otherwise, this is a lot more wins than I expected. I could have probably calculated it out, but again, until we're actually in Champions Meeting, which we are now, I wasn't going to know for sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think anything different happens, like, every time you win, it's not like there's some hidden MMR that goes up or down. So, yeah, good races to everyone I've raced against, but just going through here, let's just take a look. So there's a Mihono Budoben. There's actually a front racer in this one, which is good for me. There are not 2 front runners, so that's better for me, but let's just take a look. Okay, yeah, so mainly Mihono Budoben. We'll take a look at this Agnes Tachyon as well. And then yeah, these moves are gonna hurt, are gonna affect us somewhat because that's missing stats we'll have. But that's why I said that an extra 50-100 speed isn't gonna make the hugest difference. But you do still want to be at 1200 because when you are hit by mood swings in this specific Champions Meet, weird things can happen. So 1132 speed, SS, but the strategy and turf matter a lot less. You still want S if you can get it, but if you're sacrificing, say, shooting for victory here, it can be, that's a bit much. And then, yeah, 1 recovery perk, but then also including Agnes Tachyon. So this stamina is fine-ish, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you get double debuffed, then, yeah, bad things can happen. We'll take a look at this Nice Nature as well, just to see. Yeah, missing speed, everything else is okay. Very low stamina. Let's see what your thing is. Yeah, that's... If you get hit by a good, nice, properly built Nice Nature, this Mihono Bourbon's gonna peter out. But thankfully, that's not the case. We have, I think, only 1 Nice Nature. Ran by someone else, though, so let's take a look here. Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Obviously, you want your stats to be higher if you can get it, but if you don't have the resources, you gotta do the best what you've got. Probably maybe a filler Professor of Curvature here, but otherwise, front runners, Murmur, and we'll see. And then I think Murmur also has like a distance thing where only certain... There's a conal, basically, AoE that happens. I forgot if it's Murmur or if it's something else, but whatever case, we'll see what actually happens here. Because you never know, I could just be getting blocked by this Mihono Bourbon in front for whatever reason. Especially since, I sacrificed power. Yes, I obviously did a lot of speed training. If you want to see specifically, and maybe Future Jordan does this, if you want to see how I basically trained my Uma Musume, minus the optional races that I did, go see the Gold Ship Batsu episode 10. That's essentially how I trained my Uma Musume for this Champions Meet. But otherwise, as we sit here, am I the only Gold Ship runner again? Basically, Gold Ship was a very is a very popular pick. Even if we get rushed here, because we're not getting hit by debuffs, we should be pretty fine here. Simply Rudolph, on the other hand, is going to be a different story. But we'll see, because we have to get hit by all the you have to get hit by pretty much 1 or 2 debuffs minimum, and then bad things can happen. Especially if I get rushed here. But if we get out of rush quickly enough, then it won't matter as much. But if I were to put my chips down, I say my Assembly Rudolph starts falling at about 200 meters. Which means my Ogre Cap is perfectly fine up forward, but as we get to the later part of the race, we should see our Gold Ship pull forward. Mihono Berman should stay in front if she manages to win the race, and then my Assembly Rudolph might block certain girls behind if she runs out of stamina, which is good for an Ogre Cap because then Ogre Cap can get into 3rd place and be on and use Triumphant Pulse. But as our Gold Ship starts pulling up forward here, and we'll see how many people proc their acceleration skills. I didn't check if there were a lot of acceleration skills. There's Breath of Fresh Air, which actually happened right in its best place for this vodka here. But otherwise, yeah, this Agnes Tachyon should survive. We'll see. So Mihono Bourbon, Agnes Tachyon, vodka, and my Gold Ship. And then technically my Ogre Cap as well. But we'll see who actually pulls forward to get first here as we enter the final corner. And we Assembly Rudolph procs both acceleration perks, but if she runs out of stamina, it could be really, really bad. But because, did you see her pull forward there? That's minimum redshift or shooting for victory. Those are the 2 that you want. My Ogre Cap is just stuck behind, maybe blocked, maybe width gapped by the pace, or sorry, position keeping specifically is what it's called. And then yeah, we should see the most Nice Natures drop off here. But otherwise, as my Gold Ship pulls forward here, my Assembly Rudolph probably is going to get second, unless someone else pulls into second here. But yeah, that's kind of what I expected. So after that, I think I saw Agnes Tachyon get 4th here. Otherwise, yeah, not really much else. I mean, this is what I expected for if I saw Uma Musume that were missing speed, missing the acceleration perks. The acceleration perks do a lot, and now, if nothing else, you have a drop in the sea of data to show why those specific acceleration perks were fast here. Otherwise known as, if veteran trainers are telling you to do something, it would behoove you to at least listen and try to do things. I'm not saying anyone did badly here. I'm just saying that missing those perks, not having enough stamina here and there for nice natures and whatnot, or having enough in my case, can just result in races as you see here. But as we claim our rewards here, yeah, not really much else to this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to say, Jordan, you're a bit disingenuous or something, or speaking in bad faith, I mean, hey. Otherwise, if you wanted to see how I train my Musume, yeah, go forward to episode 10, Gold Chip Batsu, and see. That's basically how I did it. It was just a lot of speed training, stamina training, and rest, left, right, and center. So otherwise, I mean, not really much else to say, because I also go over my Musume anyway. I showed the stats and skills, but I didn't show the inspirations. Obviously, I'm using 9. I mean, I guess we can go over that here. I'm already going in, so shrug. But we'll see here. But good races, like it's really interesting to see. Round 2 is where things are definitely going to heat up, and obviously the last one is going to be interesting as well. There is going to be a lot of RNG factors. I'm just going to say that much. But otherwise, as I show you the things here, so we'll start my Ace of Ace, even though I mean she didn't really perform too well? But yeah, so this is the gold chip I used. Essentially, again, if you go to see episode 10 of the Gold Chip Batsu, you'll see exactly how I trained, minus me going into optional races. This is my legacy Musume. So medium, I think medium and medium. So 3-star medium grandparent, 2-star medium special week, which I just happened to get special week off of a 1 pull. And then I borrowed a guest here. So shout outs to this trainer, which allowed me to get Redshift because it's guaranteed if she's the parent. With 3-star stamina, I'm pretty sure it's 3-star stamina. Yeah, 3-star Simile Rudolph Turf would be great. Behold Dyne Emperor, and then shooting for victory here, which is important too. 2-star minimum, so that my odds of inheriting it are greater, and then 3-star medium, which helps out getting medium S aptitude, and then yeah, all 14. I don't think. Oh no, I did because that I wanted to roleplay getting gate kept. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can devil's advocate myself long ago. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. But anywho, well, it will matter more if I run to basically stronger Musume, basically. You can definitely get stronger, and you can get a lot stronger than I am. Basically, if I run into 3 S tier or S graded Musume, I'm going to absolutely get destroyed. But I think this is a very lucky Simile Rudolph. I was like, oh, I don't have 1200 speed, but I have shooting for victory and Redshift. That was very, very good. And then Pace Chaser corners as well. If I even procced it, I don't even remember myself procking it, but otherwise the same thing. Same exact Maduzensky from the trainer I borrowed from, and then this time I used Gold Chip because obviously I couldn't inherit from Simile Rudolph. As you saw there, not really great blue sparks, but I didn't care because I was looking for the medium aptitude. That was kind of my fine-tuning there. And then same exact deck. Basically same exact deck for Ogre Cap, Simile Rudolph, and little Gold Chip. So, and then yeah, here's just some extra stuff. Not the greatest. In fact, really the only 3 skills that mattered here were Redshift, Swinging Maestro, and Gourmand. The stamina skills more for big, nice nature debuffs, and then Redshift for the biggest impact in the exact race that we're in. And again here, I think I used the weaker Gold Chip, but it's still, the concept was the same. Medium. This one had Pace Chaser in case I could proc into Pace Chaser, but that's not going to be the biggest difference. But thankfully I got medium because again, this Maruzensky is the same. But otherwise, yeah, not really much else to go here. I hope that gave someone some good ideas or some food for thought. Otherwise, not really much else to say. If you want to say anything, support me, so on and so forth. You know what to do. If you want to look at anything else, I have a bunch of Musume videos. I've slowed down a bit because of my own circumstances, and I'm probably going to do the Legend Race recording right after this. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.